Hi everyone, welcome to The Slot, the channel where we share the love for literature, art and history. And today we're gonna talk about the 7 wonders of the New World. We begin with the Great Wall of China. This is, this very giant defensive wall that is supposedly built all over the China. That is actually a very big continent, so it doesn't cover all of that, but there are still 21,000 kilometers. That it's a lot. And this is not like a static wall, but he follows like a snake shape, this serpentine, and this is why it's so good, because it covers a very long distance made of very different landscapes that can be like hills, plains, mountains, forests, and this is why it's very good. It was originally built to ward off invasions from the northern tribes and the nomadic groups, but at the end it was just a way to show the greatness of the continent of China. The construction began in the 7th century before Christ, and it was finished like millennials later. And this is crazy, because if you think that maybe your parents are starting to build the wall, and not you, not your children, not your grandchildren, I mean a lot of generation later, they will finally see the Great Wall completed. So it's crazy. And as I said, it's very various. I mean, it's not just a wall. There are different fortresses, watchtowers, and even the materials are very different. There is wood, there is stone, and everything. Now it's still a monumentum that attracts people from all around the world, and is still a symbol of China's enduring spirit. Now let's talk about Petra, the second wonder of the world. Petra in Jordan. As you can see normally in internet that is just this red stone facade, but actually it's not true. Petra is all the city in Jordan. That is this city, that it's digged into the rocks, the cliffs, and the sand. It's full of these red sandstones that gives this very specific colors. That's why it's very famous. He was it was this city that was an actually city, full of people between the 4th century before Christ and the 2nd century after Christ. Sorry. So for 6 centuries were probably at the at the peak of its vitality. And what you see in the photo normally is Al-Khaznaq, that is called the treasury. And this facade, and inside they are believed to be like the tomb of royals, temples, and it's very nice. And never visited that, and I really would like to do it. So let me know in the comments if you had fun visiting it. The third wonder of the world is the Christ the Redeemer. He's this big statue of Jesus Christ. It's atop the Corcovado mountain in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. He's tall 30 meters, and I don't know why his arm span is 28 meters. So it's like if I'm doing like that, it's almost my height. Probably they didn't build the right proportion. It was built by a French sculptor that was Paul Landowski, that of course he was helped, and designed by an engineer, Heitor da Silva Costa, because of course you need an engineer, not just an artist, because otherwise he can just fall down and hit many people. They build it as a symbol of the Brazilian Christianity and as a cultural spiritual beacon, a light tower. It's offered it's set in this place where you can have a panoramic view of Rio de Janeiro, and that is why it's such a wonderful experience. The fourth wonder of the world is Machu Picchu in Peru. This is another city that is in the Andes mountain of Peru, and it's an Inca citadel. And what is more, in my opinion, crazy about that is that it was was discovered only in the 1911. Okay, it was of the 15th century, so not that far away. in the civilization. But still, I mean, it was found out very later because it was hidden in these mountains, you know, covering forest, and it was probably this site where many people think that it was the like a summer house of some royals, but it was also a temple and so on. And yeah, they just at some point they climbed this mountain and they found out this I mean, big groups of ruins, and yeah, I mean, I think it's a very cool. The fifth, it's Chichen Itza in Mexico. I hope the pronunciation is correct. That is this Maya city that was active between the 90th and 12th centuries after Christ. And yeah, at the heart of that there is the El Castillo, the temple of Kukulkan. That is what you can see. That is this pyramid of 30 meters high, and yeah, it's designed following an astronomical alignment. So during the equinoxes, the sunlight casts the illusion of a snake all over the pyramid. Then there is the Great Ball Courts, the Temple of Warriors. I mean, there are many different parts, and it's still a place very worthy to visit if you are in Mexico. The sixth wonder of the world is the Colosseum in Italy. It's in the heart of Rome. It was built after Christ by Vespasian and Titus, and it's this massive amphitheater that can hold till 80,000 spectators. So I mean, like a big stadium, and yeah, it's made of concrete and stone, and he was actually a very sophisticated building because I mean, he was hosting these combat fights between gladiators, the animal hunts, and even naval battles. This is the most crazy thing. They will cover it up with water, and yeah, with just a big public swimming pool. And yeah, and then there were many things like this velarium that was covering from the sun when needed, and then some underground chambers. So I mean, it was like a building of more floors. Then there is I mean, it's despite many things happen, explosion, bombardment, earthquakes, it's still quite well preserved, and it was built, I mean, it's still here, and we remember it because it was symbolizing the entertainment and the violence linked together in the ancient Rome. The seventh last wonder of the world is the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is this, it was built basically by this Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his wife. And it's a sublime expression of love and loss. I just read this. This is because it's closer to the banks of a river, the Yamuna River in Agra, and yeah, it's one of the most beautiful building ever built. It combines these very different architectures from the Persian culture, the Islamic, the Indian, and yeah, it's made of marble, many different ingredients, different fabrics. No fabrics. I mean, different stuff, and yes, it's the most important it's the most important building of all the India, and that's why it's that famous. Please don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy my video, and see you very soon.